What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Common Builds, and we are back with another video. Let's get into the video. So today, I'm pretty much going to ruin my $600 rims that I basically purchased because I want to make them black. And I don't want to pay the shop the amount of money they asked for. So I'm pretty much going to do it myself. I've done it before. So we're basically going to do a tutorial on how to actually repaint your rims and basically what you need if you want to do it on a budget and if you wanted to make it look like it was professionally done. First things first, you need the rim. Otherwise, you just playing at that point. But originally I wanted to get these in black, but they were not available, and they probably are now, but I already had bought the rims and I wanted to change them a long time ago. I never did, so we're basically going to do that now. The first thing that you're going to need is obviously the rim. Second, you're going to need to get you a bottle of this good stuff here. This is that Rust-Oleum Automotive Primer, Self-Etching Primer. Now, this stuff is pretty much gold if you're applying this correctly. So this is what you need to basically get in order for this to actually work properly. This can actually be purchased at Walmart. This is where I basically got this from. Advanced Auto, and I believe, what was the other one? I can't think of the other one, but those are the two choices I'm giving you. Either Walmart or Advanced Auto. They should have this on the shelf. If not, I know Walmart will definitely have it because their shelf was pretty full when I bought this. So that's where you can get this from. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to heat the can up. The warmer this can is, the better the fine mist when this thing sprays, because it's not all gunked up and it's a little warm. So the spray should be a little bit better. You're not going to have any drips or any type of runs. You're not supposed to. But before we get into this, I'm going to pretty much get some rubbing alcohol, making sure I don't have anything or any grease left on this rim. I've had these rims probably for a couple months, guys, not very long. They've been on the SRT8, but I haven't really been driving the SRT8 like that. I don't drive it. It's not a daily driver. So these rims are in pretty mint condition. If your rims are crummy or crusty or whatever it is that you got going on, you may have to do a lot of sanding, some hardcore sanding maybe, depending on how bad, you know, your curb rash is or how many blemishes you have. I don't have any of that on either one of these rims, so this will basically be easy to basically adhere to the actual rim itself. But before I get started on this, I am going to clean this rim up and clean the other rim up with the alcohol and what is that? Alcohol and microfiber towel. And then after that, we're going to basically dry the rims, and then eventually it will be ready for the self-etching primer. After we do the self-etching primer, we are actually going to do a gloss black on the actual rims. It's a gloss black. I think it's like a 5K something. I will show you guys in the video in just a second what that looks like. And then I also will hit it with a 1000 clear coat, which is a high gloss finish on top of that. And then we're going to basically let all that dry overnight, and then we'll come back to it in the morning so you guys can actually see what that rim is going to look like when the product is finally dry. If you want to do this, I guess, any other way than how I'm doing this, yes, you can definitely take the tire off and basically sand the rim down and do all that kind of stuff. But I'm not trying to do all that, so I'm kind of taking a shortcut here. I'm not too worried about the inner part of the rim, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So I went ahead and I put a little barrier around the entire rim. Obviously, you can see that these are like little envelopes, cards, or whatever. You could use cardstock to wedge them in between, just to kind of keep that barrier from you spraying your tire letters or your tire, or getting any overspray anywhere that you don't want it. So pretty much we're going to be spraying all up in here, and then I'll flip the tire around and basically get the inside, and basically we're going to do it that way. Now I don't see, yeah, I see a little blemish in there, a little bit of dirt. So like I said, I'm going to get some rubbing alcohol, and I'm basically going to wipe the entire rim down before I put the etching primer in, so that way I make sure it's going to stick very well and that we're not going to have any bubbles or any kind of discrepancies in there. So now that that's been wiped off, I'm going to take the etching primer. I'm going to go heat it up real quick, not in the microwave, but get a canister or like a bucket and basically put hot water in there, put the can inside the canister or bucket or whatever you got, and let it sit in there for about 10 to 15 minutes. When it's warm, then it will basically be ready to go. You need to shake it up, and then you should get a fine, steady mist with no runs. So right now, both rims have the etching primer, and if you can see, that's how good this stuff is. That should look good. And once it's completely dries, then we will go ahead and get ready to actually put the actual color that the rims are going to be on top of this, and it should stick flawlessly. And another thing I meant to mention was make sure that if you're going to be painting even your car, doesn't matter, or using a spray paint can or whatever it is that you're trying to paint, make sure you heat your cans up. It makes the mist and the actual spraying 10 times better. It's smoother. You notice I don't have any drips or anything like that, any orange peel, nothing. You have to heat your cans up. That's the only way you're going to get a very defined spray. And if you don't get a defined spray, then you did something wrong. But I'm going to go ahead and let these dry, and we will continue the video. Then I will actually stand them up, and I'll basically spray the wheel on the inside and basically repeat the exact same thing that I did here on the back side on each rim. And then we will go ahead and do the black, which, like I mentioned, I don't think I put it in there, but we've got the One Pro wheel paint. It's called Raptor. You can get this from O'Reilly's. This is supposed to be 10 times tougher, so we shouldn't have any issues. I believe it's also scratch resistant, and if it's not, then that's where we got the high gloss here. That is high, what is this? High in gasoline resistant, also high with scratches, scratch resistant, and also high in UV protection. That'll basically make sure that your rims stay nice and fresh for a period of time. So they're not going to stay fresh for a period of time if you like to hit curves all the time. So stay off them curves. We're going to let this continue drying, guys. All right, so since these are drying, it is taking some minute. It is a little chilly outside, so they're not drying as fast. What I'm basically going to do is I'm actually going to put these rims with the tires in the back of the other project car. I'm going to turn on the heater in the car, close the doors, and basically let that heat up, so that way this stuff will dry quicker. I know some of y'all are probably like, what the hell he mean heat them up, put them in the back of the car? It's almost like an oven in a way. Just, it's controlled, I guess. I don't know. But that's basically what I'm getting ready to do to basically speed up this drying process. Now we're basically going to turn this car on and basically turn the heater on. And like it's on a little microwave. Heat all the way on, low. Let's switch this one on. Make it high. And then we'll let it sit in here for about 10-15 minutes. Alright, so I'm pretty much running out of daylight, guys, and I don't have a light, a bright enough light inside my garage. So pretty much I'm going to finish up each rim now that they have got the etch primer and it's completely dried. All I can say is they actually came out really, really good. Like I said, no orange peel, no drips, no nothing, no blemishes. Everything is basically flat, like it was basically sanded. Now, I will say this with this type of product. Now, technically, you don't have to sand your wheels or whatever it is that you're trying to basically paint. I would recommend for you to sand it if it has a lot of blemishes, or you know, you've got some Bondo or something on something. Make sure you sand it down to a flat, even surface and then use this. But if you have a brand new set of rims and you want to go ahead and, you know, change the color, get that etching primer, make sure you heat that can for about, you know, 10 to 15 minutes in a canister, not a canister, but in a bucket of hot water or something that you can basically retain water in, heat it up, and then basically sit the cans inside. And then once that is basically ready to be sprayed on, you can spray it on and you will have a fine even mist just like I did. And notice I did not have to basically sand my rims down whatsoever because they were still in mint condition, and that etching primer laid flawlessly on top. So that's basically what we want, minus the overspray on the other side of the rim on the inner wall piece, which nobody's going to see. I don't care about that. You're not going to be able to see that. And once I hit the primer on, not the primer, but once I hit the paint on that side, you won't see it anyway. So it'll basically blend in with the tire because the tire's black and the paint's black, and then it'll pretty much just erase that. But anyway, guys, I'm going to continue working on these rims. So that way tomorrow I can basically show you guys the finished product. I am not going to put on the actual clear coat tonight. I want to make sure that that black paint settles. I will do the exact same thing by heating it up inside the back of the other car that I have. That's basically the other build for the channel, which I have not showcased yet, or, you know, showed you guys what exactly we're going to do to that. However, I'm using that as a mini oven to basically warm these up because the temperature in Georgia right now is, for some reason, oddly, it's chilly. So to help speed that process up, that's basically what I did for the etching primer on these rims. I'm going to do the exact same for the black paint that's actually going to be on these rims. And then I'll heat that up, let that sit for a minute. And then tomorrow, after everything has had time to basically cure and basically completely harden, we will hit the actual paint with the high gloss 1000K. And hopefully that will keep it UV protected, scratch resistant, and make sure that this is going to last for quite some time. So we're going to go ahead and end it here, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you know when I drop another video. That's going to be it for today's video. See you on the next one. See you when I see you. Peace.